Generally, two types of valvular diseases. First is congenital and second is acquired. So because of these congenital valvular diseases and acquired valvular diseases, which causes valvular deformities and ultimately causes cardiac failure. Then acquired valvular disease, in which most common type is rheumatic disease. And generally in valvular deformities, left-sided valves are most affected than the right-sided valves. Then two types of valvular deformities. First is stenosis, second is incompetence. In the stenosis, narrowing of valves. So because of narrowing, it fails to open, so it obstructs the forward flow. And second type is incompetence. In incompetence, there is a deformity of valves, so it fails to close, and because of fails to close, the backward flow of the blood. Then congenital valvular diseases, main causes co-erectation of the aorta, then aortic stenosis and pulmonary stenosis. These are the three causes of congenital valvular diseases. Then acquired valvular diseases, main cause rheumatic heart disease, infective endocarditis, non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis, Liebman-Sachs endocarditis, calcific mitral annular and carcinoid heart diseases. In rheumatic heart diseases, continuous rheumatic fever, so because of the scarring of valves. Then in infective endocarditis, valves are inflamed, and in Liebman-Sachs endocarditis is accompanied with systemic lupus erythematosus, means it is an autoimmune disorder. Then mitral stenosis. Mitral stenosis is often happens in 40% of the patient of rheumatic heart disease, in which 70% are the women. Then main cause of the mitral stenosis is rheumatic heart diseases, Liebman-Sachs endocarditis, mitral annular calcification, and congenital parenchymal mitral valves. Then it is morphological features. Because of the mitral stenosis, valves get thickened and inflamed, and because of this, shortening of cardiac tendon, fibrous and calcification nodulity, and they are becomes shaped like a button, means fish mouth. Suppose this is mitral valve, and the valves becomes shaped like buttonhole. This is a mitral stenosis, and normal mitral valves are like this. This is normal mitral. So effect of mitral stenosis is, because of the mitral stenosis, there is a hypertrophy of the left atrium. Hypertrophy of the left atrium is ultimately atrophy of left ventricle. Why atrophy of the left ventricle? Because of short inflow of the blood left atrium से left ventricle में जाएगा ही नहीं, because of the mitral stenosis. So there is a chronic and passive congestion of the lungs, and this ultimately causes the right heart failure. And then right ventricle also hypertrophied, right atrium also hypertrophied. Mitral stenosis finished. Then second is mitral insufficiency, in which main cause is rheumatic heart disease, second is annular calcification, third is myxomatous degeneration, fourth is autoimmune disorder, in which is SLE, then his endocarditis rupture. Then morphological features. In the rheumatic process, the valves get deformed, then retraction or rigidity. Then in myxomatous degeneration, one or both valves are prolapse into the left atrium. Then in non-inflammatory calcification, the valves get inflamed, stony, hard-like. Then what is effect of mitral insufficiency? Effect of mitral insufficiency, decrease in left ventricular end diastolic volume. So because of this, left ventricle get hypertrophied, ultimately left atrium also get dilated. Because of this, congestion in the lungs, and because of congestion in the lungs, pulmonary edema is occur and right heart failure, in which cardiac output decreases, fatigue to the muscles, weakness to the muscles, and dyspnea and orthopnea. Then we go towards the aortic stenosis. 1/4 of all patients of chronic valvular diseases, in which 80% are male. Then etiology, in which two types: calcific aortic stenosis and non-calcific aortic stenosis. In calcific aortic stenosis, healing of valves by scarring, calcification of aortic valve, bacterial endocarditis, brucellosis endocarditis. Then non-calcific aortic stenosis, main causes are chronic heart disease, then congenital valvular deformities, congenital mitral valves, and radiation exposure. Then morphological features, in which aortic valves get calcified and calcification of nodules get forms. Then effects: aortic stenosis, valvular orifices get reduced to 1 cm. Normally it's 3 cm square, so it reduced by 1 cm. Then major effect of aortic stenosis: obstruction to the outflow of the blood, so hypertrophy of the left ventricle. Then 3 cardinal symptoms. First is dyspnea and orthopnea. Then second is angina pectoralis, because of the increase in pressure, capillary pressure. Then syncope means continuous loss of blood कम हो जाता है, means decrease in blood towards the brain, so syncope will occur. Then sudden death occurs in some cases of aortic stenosis. Then fourth one is aortic insufficiency. 1/4 of all patients with aortic insufficiency are males, having history of Marfan syndrome. Marfan syndrome is a inherited disorder which is a connective tissue disorder. Etiology: chronic rheumatic heart diseases, myxomatous degeneration, infective endocarditis, then syphilitic endocarditis, Marfan syndrome. Then morphological features: the cusp, aortic cusp gets thickened and deformed and short to fail because of the shortening of chordae tendency. Effect: left ventricular end diastolic volume increases, so dilation of the ventricle and massive cardiac enlargement. Weights become 1000 gram. Pressure on the left atrium, so pulmonary hypertension, and which ultimately results the right heart failure. Then physical findings: physically how aortic insufficiency, awareness of beating of heart, then pounding in the head with each heartbeat, then pistol shoot sound in the femoral artery by compression, and angina pectoralis because increase in demand of myocardium. Then fourth type is carcinoid heart diseases. Carcinoid heart disease is generally caused because of the hepatic manifestation of the carcinoid tumors. So in what happened in this, in carcinoid heart disease generally right sided valves are affected. In other cases only left side. Then in this, because of the carcinoid tumor, increase in level of serotonin. So serotonin is go towards the right ventricle and it causes a lesion. Then it goes to the lungs through blood. But in these patches, their action is inhibited. So because of this, they are relatively spared. So serotonin and bradykinin may cause a contributory role in carcinoid heart diseases. Then what is morphological features of carcinoid heart diseases? Effect: pulmonary stenosis and also pulmonary regurgitation, tricuspid stenosis, tricuspid regurgitation, and lesions are limited only to the right side, not left side. Then last one is myxomatous degeneration of mitral valve. Myxomatous degeneration of mitral valve generally occurs in the young person, 20 to 40 years. Then mucous degeneration of the valves. Then floppy valve syndrome and etiology. Generally, cause is not known, but in some cases it is determined as genetically collagen disorder. It is also associated with Marfan syndrome. Then morphological features: mitral valves get affected. Most common post-leaflet in mitral valves, excessive leaflet tissue. It becomes opaque, white, soft. Then effect of the myxomatic degeneration. Condition doesn't produce any symptoms, but it produces cardiac murmur, systolic murmur. Mitral valves are prolapse. Occasionally, superimposed infective endocarditis, mitral insufficiency. Then it ultimately causes arrhythmia and sudden death due to the ventricular arrhythmia. Thank you.